direction is north, south, east, and west? Well, hopefully you just didn't take my recommendation by the direction I pointed. The reason I'm asking this question is because it's very important to know which way you're going or know how to navigate yourself to be able to get where you want to go. What's up, guys? Jeff here from Grit City Fitness and Performance, and today we're going to be talking about the key importance of actually knowing where you're going or how to navigate. Okay. The reason I started this video off, or this topic off, with asking you the question of do you know where north, south, east, and west is because if you don't, you've been alive on this earth for however many days or years you've currently been alive for. Inside of that time, you should have learned how to navigate yourself, right? It's a very, very basic thing that all people should know how to do, because at some point in time, you've had to find your own way. You've had to figure something out. You've had to get from point A to point B. And to do that, you needed to know how to navigate your current being to where you want to be at. See, the problem, though, is that we have relied on technology. We rely on our navigation system in our car to point us in the right direction, north, south, east, west. We use our cell phones to do all of our mapping, so we never even have to figure it out anymore. And the only way we actually go to places is if we have it on autopilot, per se, like where we've been so many times in the past. So we're not actually using our own ability to navigate ourselves. So why is this important? Because inside of our nutrition and inside of our fitness, we oftentimes think that we know which direction we're going. The truth is, if I told you right now, without looking at anything that you have that could tell you which way south is, I doubt you could probably do it. The reason is because it's still something that you don't truly understand. And that's the same problem that many people face when it comes to their nutrition or training. They have ideas. They know that there is a north and a south and an east and a west. But the truth is they don't know which direction that truly is. They understand that on a piece of paper, it's this way. But when you step out in the real world and have all these things bouncing your attention, say the freeway, say the sun, say the water, say the area that you just came from, all these things are bouncing your attention, which then makes it very, very hard to truly navigate in the correct direction. So how is this carrying over to your nutrition and fitness? We all understand what nutrition is. We all understand it as a core concept of, again, north. There's a direction, north, a south, an east, and a west. But if I said, hey, I want you to go on this pathway in which you're going to follow this process, you're going to look at me and say, I understand it, but most likely run in the opposite direction. Now, one mentor and coach that I follow wrote a book, and it's called The Road Less Stupid. Okay, and it's actually a business book, not a fitness book. But he has a very, very great point in this book. And it starts with saying, running in the wrong direction enthusiastically is stupid. It does no good to practice the wrong thing. Practice does not make perfect. Practice makes permanent. To excel, we need a coach or an advisor to watch our swing and provide candid advice about what we are doing wrong and how we can make it better. Listen, guys, the reason that this is so important is because we think that we may know. We think that we may, as he used in terms, if we were playing baseball, we may think that we have a great swing until someone actually watches it and realizes that there's a lot of key components that are off. You may actually be swinging too high, too low. You might be swinging too far out, or you might be crowding the base. There's a lot of variables that could be playing a role in why you're not achieving the outcomes that you want. Many times we think that we know more than we do. Many times we think that we understand and can do things because we know it in theory. Theory being the things that were told to us, what we heard and what we read. But theory does not actually achieve the outcome or result we want. Only action. And the only way to take action is by doing something. Theory does not create action. Action creates action. And when action happens, momentum happens. And then we can do what's called course correction. When we're making the right actions, we can start to see if we're aligning or misaligning with the outcomes that we want to accomplish. So when I do coaching with people, we use what's called a course correction method. And the course correction method is simple. We realize every week that we are either on track or off track by looking at where we started, where we're going, and where we're currently pointing based on the actions or outcomes that we did this week. That then helps us re-navigate ourselves going back to this north, south, east, and west. Let's say that I was trying to go north. towards Canada. Now, hopefully all you guys know how to get to Canada from where you're at. It's pretty damn easy. That would be north. If we wanted to go south, which is down, we would go towards California. And if we wanted to go west, we would go to the ocean. And if we wanted to go east, we would go towards the mountains. That's a very easy way of understanding, based on living in Washington, where you would have to go to achieve the destination that you wanted. But what about if you didn't know which direction Canada or the water or the mountains or the border, California, is? Well, there's another way to do it. It's by doing it by the sun, right? If we knew that the sun rose in the east and set in the west, if we could see based on the time of day, we could actually help us understand where we might be by a process of elimination. Now, what ends up happening though for us as people, when we're working with ourselves or when we're doing things ourselves, we oftentimes believe that we're doing it right. We oftentimes believe that we're going in the right direction. But for the most part, we're running in the wrong direction enthusiastically. We're really, really excited about the work and the effort that we're putting in. But when we realize and look back, we look and say, hey, we've actually ran in the wrong direction, doing the wrong things, thinking that we were right. The reason we do this is because we want to be right, and we want to think that the theory and understanding that we do understand is correct and that we actually know how to do it. But in reality, we're running in the wrong direction enthusiastically because we're going in the wrong direction. Because theory and action, again, do not work hand in hand. You have to understand theory to put it into action. But oftentimes, action is still the old actions that you're making, and they don't align with the new goals that you want to be making. Consider it like this, guys. Let's say you're in Tacoma and you want to get to the Space Needle. Well, you would probably take I-5 all the way to Seattle. But what happens if all you knew was Pacific Avenue or Highway 99? Well, you would probably get on Highway 99 and hope you're going in the right direction. But that oftentimes is running enthusiastically in the wrong direction. Because while it might take you somewhere, you're most likely going to get dropped off in Burien. Or you may even go the wrong direction going south instead of north. Then you're in the right place, but not getting the right outcome. This is when we would need to start course correcting and realizing that the path that we're on may lead us towards where we want to go, but it's not leading us to where we want to go. So that's a big, big thing to understand as well. Towards and to are two different things. If I'm going to the Tacoma Dome, I'm going to the Tacoma Dome. If I'm going towards the Tacoma Dome, I'm going towards the Tacoma Dome area. So if you consider it like that, do you want to go to your goal or towards your goal? Okay. Initially, we need to start taking action that shoots us towards our goal. This way we start navigating that direction. But each week or day, depending on how often you want to be doing this, you need to course correct and evaluate if you're on the right track to the destination you want to go. And again, we can't do this by just thinking that we understand we're going north, south, east, or west. We need to, again, look at our navigation. You wouldn't jump in your car, hit the navigation, and follow it for 5 minutes and say, hey, I've got it. You would look at it again 15 minutes later, 20 minutes later, after you took this next turn, making sure that you're going to be taking 10 turns ahead correctly. You would realize each new step course corrects the navigation to get you where you want to go. We must be doing the same thing. So just because you understand which way north, south, east, or west is, or understand your fitness and training in theory, you have to have course corrections to make sure you're realigning yourself back to the true destination and not towards an area that you want to go. So we initially will allow ourselves to push towards an area, but we're always using our course corrections to turn our beacons back to the actual destination we want to go. Now, if you need help and assistance, basically finding your swing, as we used earlier, or figuring out which way to navigate yourself and how to course correct yourself while navigating yourself to your true destination, instead of enthusiastically running in the wrong direction, click the link above in the comments section and just submit your information. Let's have a quick conversation about where you're currently at and where you want to go. And then we, as coaches at Grit City Fitness and Performance, can help be your TomTom or navigation system. Help you figure out the plan, process, strategies, roadmaps, tactics, tools, and tricks to navigate yourself from where you are to where you want to go quickly, easily, and efficiently. Because it's no fun running enthusiastically in the wrong direction, nor is it fun to have to go back the same way you came because you went the wrong way. So let's make sure you're going the right way, you're navigating the right way, and you're doing all the right things that, one, get you from where you are to where you want to be, but 2, make it easy, fun, effective, and simple so you don't have to do it again and you maintain those results long term.